Hey guys, it's Kim and Jen with Our Community Now, and we're back with another episode of Will You Accept This Rosé, where we break down everything that happened in last night's episode of The Bachelor.
This week, we are drinking a Ménage à Trois Rosé because 3 is the amount of chicks that Colton did not have sex with in this episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So the two-part season finale kicks off with Chris Harrison and the producers yelling into the night, searching for Colton after his fence jump.
He has jumped the fence. He's running through the streets of Portugal. It's like a 3-minute montage of clips that look like Blair Witch Project. Producers are running around with cameras, chasing Chris Harrison. No one knows. They're just yelling, Colton, Colton.
And then all of a sudden, there appears Colton, just a dark little shadow.
Yeah, they're in a van and they see these like legs and just walking.
He is pissed when a producer tries coming up to him. He's just like, get off me, don't touch me.
No. Look at my scarf.
And then Chris Harrison finally catches up because he's like running in jeans.
He probably got out of bed and had to chase this like teenage boy around in the middle of the night and like calm him down. So they finally find him and he's leaning up against the van. They're like, Colton, how you doing, buddy?
He's like, I'm done with the show. And Chris Harrison's like, done? And Colton's like, yeah, I'm done with the show. He's like, I don't have a wallet, I don't have my phone, but you know what? I'm gonna just keep walking and see like where I end up.
Every time I open myself up, I just end up getting hurt. And every time I am so sure of myself, everyone just lets me down. And I'm so tired of not being enough for people.
They cut off there, and then all of a sudden it's like the next morning with Chris Harrison and Colton. They're sitting down having their little talk. And you know, I thought Colton was gonna wake up with some clarity, realize he just made a huge mistake. And he's like, no, still gonna fight for Cassie. I need to let these other 2 girls go because if I don't, then like I'm gonna lose Cassie. Chris Harrison even says, what if bottom line, she's just not that into you?
But he goes, I have a really good gut instinct, so I'm gonna trust it. Cassie's the one for me.
Yeah, you had like at least 6 women telling you all season that somebody's here not for marriage, and then Cassie like flat out says, hey, I'm not here for like, I'm not ready for marriage, and you have a good gut instinct. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Now he's gotta go break up with these 2 chicks. So the rest of the episode just gets really slow and dramatic and sad.
So he goes to break up with Tayshia, and he literally just delivers the worst speech of all time. Just, I'm in love with Cassie, you deserve better. And that's like literally all he gives her.
And her line was, pause. Can we talk without all these cameras?
But we're still gonna be mic'd up so you can hear everything we're saying. And then you used to have like the cameramen creeping through the little crack in the door.
Yeah, the camera shot between them and the doorways.
Yeah.
And that's what this show is about, people. Can you talk without the cameras? No.
You signed a contract.
It's in the contract.
Exactly. But it was funny because she was comforting Colton instead of the other way around the whole time. Like he was just crying and she's like, it's okay, Colton.
I would hate to have to comfort someone who is sobbing into my arms because they just dumped me.
So when it's time to face Colton, they bring him out with that hair that literally just says, I just lost my virginity backstage. He was trying to like look like Cassie's dad. Did you not see the resemblance between that?
It looked like he stuck his finger in a socket and all of the curls just went shunk. But Tayshia handled herself pretty well even in the like one-on-one with him.
She did, yeah.
Very classy. She was like, I've become a stronger woman because of it. I cherish all of the memories. I can do so much better than you, Colton. And thanks for everything. Glad I got to bungee jump and skydive, and my dad never liked you anyways.
So next he goes to break up with Hannah G, and they show her journaling her little heart away.
The comparisons between that and the Mean Girls burn book were priceless.
She's so ready to tell Colton that she loves him, that she's ready to spend the rest of her life with him, and then he knocks on the door.
Psych!
Okay, I'm sorry, but like, if you break up with somebody, you should not be like, I thought it was gonna be you. I thought it was supposed to be
that line. Yeah, Colton goes,
over and
they
over.
Sit down on the couch. She's excited, and you watch the expression on her face just drop. And Colton goes, oh, I'm so upset. I really thought it was gonna be you.
But I'm in love with Cassie, you deserve better. Bad speech once again.
You remind me of home.
How is that supposed to help a girl move on?
Compared to Tayshia, Hannah was mad. She was mad at Colton, and she was like, every day I've had to relive this breakup, and I haven't been able to get past it, so I just want some answers.
I think the best part though when Hannah G and Colton were talking is when she's like, you know what? I deserve somebody that will jump a fence for me.
Yeah, as if that's the standard now. I deserve someone who's going to go through a complete mental breakdown and start crying and wandering the streets of Portugal in the dark. For me, out of love.
Yeah, because you know what, ladies? If your man doesn't jump a fence for you, he's not really that in love with you. We're just gonna polish off this bottle right now, because we still have to talk about the scene of Cassie.
Oh, yeah.
So Cassie's scene starts out with her packing
How
her
is
bags.
she still in this show?
Right.
Aren't you supposed to go home after you decide to leave? They put you in a van and they're like, okay, grab your phone and then we'll pack up everything else for you. They're like, don't worry about it, just hang out for a couple more days.
Right. Why are you still there? And then she, first of all, is just like, I can't wait to move on with my life. You know, Colton, he was so ready for a life and a family, and that's just not me. Like, Cassie, what show did you think you were going on?
Every line that she says is like, oh, I'm so excited to be done with Colton.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Colton's dumping chicks left and right. He's jumping over obstacles trying to get to you. His heart's being broken for you, and he's gonna go out on a limb and fight for what he wants because no one ever fought for him.
She's walking around, you know, her hair and her makeup's like on point. She's walking around in like high heels.
Yeah.
Okay, you definitely know something's going on. Like the producers had to have told you Colton's on the way or something.
They were like, we're just gonna do some filming, so get ready. We're just gonna get some B-roll.
So we can't not talk about Chris Harrison and the roasting the entire time. He's like, Colton's still single. He's still a virgin. He's the same guy when he started this season.
Arms on the armchair, crossed, legs crossed. Well, no more ladies left on the show and Colton's still a virgin, so who knows what's gonna happen.
The 4 bachelors, we had Garrett, Ben, Jason, and Blake come out.
Garrett's cute. He's a dopey little dude.
Yes.
They kept asking him for takes and they were like, well, what do you think of this, Garrett? And he would just say, well, I think there are a lot of decisions to be made and it can go this way or that way. And then that was his answer.
And then Jason being like, you know what, at the end of this, like, another door opens. Clearly he's talking about Kayla and Bristow. Like,
yeah,
good for you two. Happy for you.
Happy for you that you guys have found love. It's a lie. You guys are gonna break up.
I love when Chris Harrison just asks the boys, he's like, so what do you guys think of Colton's new dude? And Ben Higgins is just like, you know, I had to close my eyes. I thought I was about to poke my
I'm gonna poke my eye out backstage.
That's probably the best comment of the whole night.
He's ready to take over Chris Harrison's
job. You know what? I think he will when Chris Harrison
Ben wants
retires.
to bad because everything he says is so well formulated and thought out and like thoughtful, and he was even on this season as the guy that Colton was coming to for advice.
So that about wraps it up for part 1 of the Bachelor finale recap. Stay tuned for our episode tomorrow. We'll talk about part 2 of the finale.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at OCN_Rosé Reviews. We'll be live tweeting every episode. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at OCN Video, where you can watch full episodes of all of our recaps. Thank you to Wood Rehab for designing the backdrop in our new OCN studio.
Let's polish it off. Cheers.
Yeah.